This is a special report. I'd like to bring attention to the fact that there's a new report out from the Fraternal Order of Police that says that ambush-style attacks on cops are up 103%. 103% from 2020. Over the past year, there have been 75 ambush attacks on officers. Of those attacks, 93 officers were shot, 21 officers were killed. We're at a 20-year high with this. Now, I may be told that it's not my lane to be in. I may be told that the color of my skin is wrong to have an opinion on this, but I don't think it is, because it happens to my color skin just as much as it happens to other color skins, and there's statistics to prove that. So let's just acknowledge it. Let's acknowledge the fact that it's actually happening, right? That's the first step, because if we don't acknowledge the fact that it's actually happening, then how can we fix the situation, right? So acknowledge it. Stop making pretend it doesn't exist, because it's a fad. You know, it also sells more papers to have people shot by police, whether armed or unarmed, than it does for people to be shooting police. So I believe that the media is really culpable in reporting this in a one-sided manner, to be honest with you, because in the last couple years, it's really been sensationalized in one side, in a one-sided manner. And I think that's really perpetuates the hate epidemic that I've been talking about recently. So let this be one of many segments that I'm going to do on the hate epidemic, or pandemic, what I should call it, because it's everywhere. Everybody is showing who they really are these days. Their masks are melting off. If they were a kind of person who was timid and shy, maybe they're not timid and shy anymore. Maybe they opened their mouth and started to find an outlet for the things that have been driving them crazy. I know that's the way it is for me. And I've become kind of like this action figure that I got for Christmas, because I'm ready to take on the world with my words, because I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of being told that I should not have an opinion on something, or I should not be invited to the conversation on certain things. And I think that, well, to be frank, I think that's bullshit. You know, realizing that cops aren't perfect is very much part of the solution. I think a cop's cop hates those bad cops even more than the public hates those bad cops. What needs to happen is they need to have some kind of incentive from within the Blue Brotherhood to incentivize them to out these bad cops. And I think that a lot of it is actually happening. It's being pressed out like a pimple because police don't want their name tainted anymore. So if we did that kind of internal program to get all those nasty, rotten apples out of the bunch, rather than to defund the very institution that we need to save our asses from a lot of situations in life nowadays. Look at the Summer of Love. People in those cities, if they didn't have some of those police, and even their hands were tied. Sometimes they run into danger to save people when other people would run away from danger. We have to protect those ones. And as citizens, I think we can start better habits. Cops don't have the final say. Even I hate a cocky cop. But it's you who makes or breaks a traffic stop. Fight for what's right. But it's not the time to fight for what's right when you're on the side of the road with a police officer who's found a warrant for you and just needs to take you in. That's for you to deal with the judge and your attorney and the DA and those kind of things. Like, what do you think the outcome's going to be if you resist the police? We've seen in the last couple of years that the outcome's not good. It's not good at all. It results and can result in death. And some are culpable of the murders, as we've seen, and some are not culpable of the murders. And it was in the line of duty or self-defense, as we've seen in a lot of cases. And I think one of the other things that I was thinking about that we could do to kind of combat the situation is watch incidents in context. You can't just take 30-second clips out of a situation and think you know exactly what happened from point A to point Z of that situation. It's just not something that you can get by 30 seconds of a 10-minute interaction with a police officer. You wouldn't like your stories to be taken out of context or your words to be taken out of context by a 30-second clip of a 10 or 15-minute conversation about something. That would be horrible for you. In humanity, we got to stop this hate of just jumping to conclusions when we haven't gotten the whole story. We have to be investigative reporters for ourselves, because unfortunately legacy media has decided that they're not going to do their jobs to the best of their ability these days. They want the views. Give me the views. They just want the clicks. They just want the people watching them on cable. It's sickening. It's pathetic. And are police racists? Are they really? Or is the individual racist? Because I do believe that there are racists in this world, and people that just blindly make assumptions about people just by looking at them. I'm somebody that gets judged by that cover a lot. The truth matters. Every part of it, no matter who tells you it doesn't, and no matter how loud 25% of the population decides to scream about it. Police ambushes, though? Multiple acts. Multiple accounts of cops in cars just eating their lunch or patrolling a situation, and they get ambushed from behind from cowards who want to make a name for themselves for their 10, 15 minutes of fame on the news. Coming to ambush them once they get there to help a domestic violence sufferer. You're going to use that? Really? You're going to cry wolf with the DV accidents. I just don't understand in this world how fighting fire with fire in certain situations is going to absolve this or fix a situation for another group of people. So, for instance, these cop killers, what is it going to fix for them? What? I mean, the end result, of course, kill a cop. Go ahead. They don't have a family or a home or a wife that they go home. They don't have any of that, right? They're not people outside of the uniform that they wear and run into dangerous situations to save your ass. No, that doesn't exist, though. I mean, I just don't understand these days how the hate is so rampant that you can just run up on multiple accounts, multiple cops, multiple situations in the United States over the year. Let's talk about, we got Florida, Denver. They ran up behind a cop in Denver, fucking shot him from the back. Milwaukee, a high-speed chase turned into them getting pulled over. They went ahead and killed all the cops. There was a big shootout after the pullover. Baltimore, New York City, 2 more cops are dead now. Tucson, LA, Atlanta, San Bernardino. I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to apologize for feeling pissed off over a situation that I have no control over. The hate is getting rampant. It really, really is. And in this particular segment, I just wanted to bring to you some of the ambushes that I had looked at over the last year and how it is just freaking pathetic to watch these individuals for no reason at all just ambush the police. What is society becoming? Who are we? Stop it.